Well, hello, and I want to I wanted to come up here a little bit tonight and have a little chat. That's right about TFL. I find it completely insane how we can have groups of people who still want to say that TFL is BS and blame it back onto the guy. You know, if it were 5, 10, 15, 20, even 100 people around the whole world saying it, then yeah, okay, you could argue that, right? But I'll guarantee you TFL is up in the millions, okay, worldwide. Matter of fact, I got an article that was sent to me today on China. By 2030, there are, in and around that area, there'll be 30 million men. Matter of fact, I got the article a little bit on the open side right now, so I'll look at it and I'll just tell you the name of the article. I bookmarked it. I'm liable to do a video on it. 30 million Chinese men to be wifeless over the next 30 years. Okay, did you follow that? 30 million Chinese men to be wifeless over the next 30 years. Okay, and that's just in China, and that's over the next 30 years, and that's they're saying 30 million. Okay, now think about that. That's only one country. Yeah, you're gonna have a major population of men, but the problem is we're already up in the millions if we go worldwide of guys that can't even get a woman in their life. So when you have as many people as you do worldwide, all making the same complaints over and over. And then you got these bozos that want to come up here and make these phony claims, okay? Yeah, this is why the pickup artist industry has made a lot of money off a lot of suckers, okay? So I wanted to bring that up, and then there's something else I would like to say. You know, anybody that's been banned from the Saturday Night Live show has actually asked to be banned. They've actually deserved what they got. So for all the whiners out there, there are all the crybabies out there crying and moaning about being banned from Saturday Night Live TFL. You're being banned from my channel because you've asked to be banned. Because I don't got to put up with nonsense. I don't got to put up with trolls, and I'm not going to put up with haters or who are here just to make drama. Okay, you know, and it's just totally crazy. We got a SBO over there making videos about people who's been banned from Saturday Night Live TFL. But I find it hilarious when I listen to some of the content, and I can't even listen to it. I'll tell you what, I listen to maybe all 5 minutes worth of SBO's live stream with Crimson on it. Okay, and when I listen to that, I just have to fall out laughing. When I hear him say that money came into the political arena in the 1970s, and I'm laughing. The guy wasn't born to about 83, and he's trying to say this is when money came into the political arena with the government and everything. Yeah, it was 1970 when the government started requiring money and money came into it. This is right where it shows you a complete clown. Somebody that hasn't looked into nothing, somebody who's just spilling crap out their mouth. And I see this crap happening all the time. It's like SBO when I removed him from a show and I didn't ban him. But when I watch him, the very guy who says he's looked into NWO and he watched Alan Watts and he's watched David Icke and blah blah blah. Okay, and then he double speaks. He speaks out both sides of his mouth. I watched him type in the chat because I didn't ban him from my channel until here a couple weeks ago, but I watched him in the chat literally typing to somebody saying, when Steve Hoker started talking about NWO himself, Espio types in, Oh, here we go again with that New World Order conspiracy theory crap. Okay. Conspiracy theory. Yeah. Okay. Now, SPO's not no damn agent. I never said he was an agent. You won't even be able to prove I ever said it because you can play everything I've ever said and you'll never see where I ever said that. That's just crap spilling out his mouth, okay? Typical. But if you pay attention to who SPO's having around his followers, you realize he's got a guy going around calling himself cock. Okay? I'm sorry, but this is just ridiculous, okay? No, you got banned from my channel because you asked to be banned from my channel by your very own behavior. You've done it onto yourself when you have nobody to blame but yourself. And I'll continue to ban people who think they control me. You know, I banned Sex Addict because Sex Addict, he was bragging, telling people about somebody who's trolling Blue Skies Media and hoping this guy would come over and troll my channel. So they're getting their rocks off on trolling us. Well, what do you think that I'm not going to ban you from my channel when your plans is to troll me? I mean, you're a clown. This is a serious topic. There's millions of men going through this crap on a regular basis all over the world, and it's a very serious topic, and we're here to support people and not play games, and we're not going to have you game players coming in here screwing around because it's all entertainment and fun to you because you failed to grow up. Because that's all that says. You failed to grow up. You're a little kid in your brain, and this show's for adults, not children. So I ban children like SBO and, you know, and on and on. And cock, yeah, I'm going to ban these little teenage kids because that's what they are. I don't care what your age is. When you act that way, you're a teenage kid. I'm not going to play the games with these people at all. Okay? And when it comes to sending friends requests, if I already know you, you'll come into the show. That's right. You're going to have to get Zoom, as I told you. And you're going to have to send a friend invite to me, you know. You're going to have to send a friend's request to me and be on my list. And then, if I don't know you, you're going to have a week worth of talking to me on Zoom, one on one, before I'm going to allow you in the show. You're going to say, well, but that's not right. Well, that's exactly right. That's how you stop trolls. That's right. That's how you stop trolls. Because there ain't nobody that hates my guts who wants to troll me that's going to do that. So, yes, I just upped the ante, didn't I? I upped the ante deliberately, considering when I set the stream up so that it was random numbers now so that we couldn't be trolled. And then I had Ron Fan come into my live stream, somebody who's followed me for 12 years, and troll me. I know why he trolled me. I know he's denying it, but no, it was him. And I know why he trolled me. Because he's the one that's got some kind of fetish with the female, Annika, and he's the reason she was ever on my show to begin with. But I guess when Steve Hoka pissed her off and we said what we said, he decided to troll the show, right? And then the following week, you know, I thought for sure probably Espio did that because the week before that, I had removed him from the live stream and he was mad. So I figured Espio was probably the one trolling me, but I take that back. It was Ron Fan because we wasn't agreeing with his want. He thought he could steer us to his own want. So, with that being said, you know, he busted himself this last Saturday for real. I knew Steve Hoka's not trolling the show. I'm not trolling my own show. That's right. And I knew damn well Harry wasn't trolling the show. And I also know that the drunk Hulk wasn't trolling the show. I just know this shit in my heart. Okay? And that only left Ron Fan. Okay? And he was the one responsible for Annika to begin with being on this show. And I threw Annika off the show when I had an ID number that nobody in the public had, okay? That nobody had. They had no way of entering that meeting without the URL to the meeting or the ID number of the meeting. And nobody had that. The only people who could have gotten that would have been the people that were in the show. And when I threw Annika off the show, conveniently, that's when the trolling started. How convenient, right? So therefore, no. It was definitely Ron Fan. I don't care what he says. He knows it was him too. That's what's sad. I mean, the guy was in my friends list 3 times. There ain't no reason to be the same person in my friends list 3 times. There's only one reason that happened, because he was busy trolling me. But I ain't got to worry about that no more, because Ron Fan will never be back on the show again. Okay, he's gone for good. But because that happened, I'm going to up the antes on people, and I'm not trying to be mean. But the people I want in the show are real. If you take the time to talk to me and I actually know you're real, you won't even have to talk to me for a week. Okay? Because I can remove you in less than a minute and you'll never be back. That's how that'll work. Well, I'm sure he was. And I don't care what's on Discord, and I don't care if they laugh. Because you got to remember, Monday's message is still the men's thought. That's right. If you pay attention to Monday's video, it comes back to it's all the man's fault. It's all the man's fault. Okay, when actually it's not. It's social engineering. It's never been, yes, okay, there is some men out here that fought for their own demise. I won't take that away from you. Okay, I'll say there's even men with mental health issues. I won't deny that. Okay, but in the overall, we have millions of men around the world who's telling the exact same story. That's no accident. And the TFL Saturday Night Live show is for support of the men in the manosphere. Okay? It's not support for dumbasses. Okay? If you're a dumbass, you're not going to get my support. If you want to troll the show, you'll be gone. It's always going to be a different number every week, so you're not going to be able to troll the show. You're not going to be given the number. You're going to have to send a friend's request to come into the show to begin with. And if I don't know who you are, you're going to have to talk to me for real before I'll let you in the show. Just because I'm going to protect the show from dummies, okay? From stupidness. Now, I don't really care what Crimson says. The guy's a clown. I mean, he's the guy that said, when I said 30 plus years of male shaming in the media, he's the guy that tried to play it off and say, what male shaming in the media? There's never been none. I'm 37 years old. Okay, I'm saying, well, then what planet were you living on? Because you obviously wasn't living on planet Earth, right? Right. That's how that plays out. So, and then when I heard Crimson say that, oh, about the 1970s, this is when money came into politics, and ever since the politics is now about money, and I'm like, wow, really? What planet did he come from again? Anybody that's done any kind of homework knows that would be complete bullshit. Okay? Complete bullshit. We can go back to the beginning of the Federal Reserve and the government was wanting money then. I mean, this is just how retarded this guy is to say that kind of crap. It shows that he's never looked into nothing and he's just making this shit up as he goes. Well, Steve, I haven't been on your channel and I don't know. Okay, Steve from Texas. But I'm not going to agree with SBO because he's the guy that told us if we just shut up about TFL, will go away on its own. Them are SPL's very own words. It's SPL that said in the chat on a show that he wasn't part of, but he was on the show typing in the chat just like you are now. It's SPL that said he don't believe in long-term relationships. Yeah, he don't believe in long-term relationships. He believes in short ones. And then on one of his very own live streams, he says he believes in long-term relationships. So now he has actually said he believes in both. You catch the double speak? Plus, I saw SPL's body language. And SPL was here for games. It's all game and fun. He was never real. Okay? And since he was never real, I don't care. He's not part of the show because I want people who are real. Well, Ron, I don't know how you could ever do that. Because considering I know the people who was in the chat that night, okay, I know that none of them trolled the show. It came down to only you. And because the ID number couldn't have been to the public, the only person that could have ever given it to the public was one of the people in the meeting. So are you going to tell me Harry did? Bullshit. Oh, you're going to tell me Steve Holka did? Bullshit. Ah, you're going to tell me Drunk Hulk did? Nope. No better. Okay? Sorry. The amount of people who were in the chat that night and a random number that nobody had, for that show to be trolled, it came from within inside the show. It came from within inside that meeting. Okay, sorry, Ron. I'm sure you got upset over Annika. Well, I threw her out of the show. You know? And I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. And because I'm not stupid, wasn't born yesterday, no. I'm not going there with you. Because of that, I know it was you. Sad. Because, you know, you followed me for so many years and all over a pussy. All over a female. You lose your mind and start trolling the show. Because it didn't happen until after I removed you from the show, Ron. And then that meeting number is not for the public, and nobody can just get their hands on the meeting number. Sorry. When it was an assigned number, I was using the same number every week. Then that was possible because I'd passed it out to a lot of people. But now that it's a whole different number and a random number every time, no, it could only happen from somebody within the meeting. And I'm not going to accuse Steve Holka. I'm not going to accuse the other people when I know they didn't. It only left you left. And it only makes sense. You're the one bringing Annika into the show. So how am I to think any different? Even when she was pissed off at Steve for you, she still came back on the show. So I don't know what to tell you. I am not going to take chances with that BS anymore. I'm going to make people talk to me on Zoom. If I don't know who they are, they're going to have to talk to me. They're going to have to take some time to let me get to know them so that I can trust who's in the show. Because I'm not going to have people freaking trolling the show. I removed Sex Addict because that was his own intentions. He was loving it. He was wanting to troll the show. Well, yeah, so now he's banned from my channel. He'll have to make a new account to get banned again. So that's what it is. Now, Bill's not talking with nobody. I'm talking to Ron Fan in the chat. Well, yeah, but you're saying that's not the bullshit part. The bullshit part is my show being trolled with a random ID number nobody had, which means it came from within the meeting. And that means you're not going to tell me Steve Holken did it. You're not going to tell me I did it. You'd just be a liar, okay? And and I'm not taking chances with like that shit no more. Why would I want to let somebody who was responsible for trolling my show because they were angry over a fucking female when this is a TFL show and it's for the men? Why would I let that keep going on? I'm not. If I could have talked to Monday, we could have talked to Monday, then it'd be different. But as Annika said, if you suspect the guy's an agent or an employee of the establishment, then you need to separate ourselves from him. So I did. I separated myself from him. There we go. I took her advice. I'm sure it wasn't the way she planned it, but that's how things go. You know? And Jeff Ashton, I haven't seen you get Zoom, and I haven't seen you send a friend invite yet. You know? And I'm encouraging people to do that because as long as you're real, I'm going to always let you in the show. I'm not going to keep you from being in the show. I'll let Toronto Man in the show. I'll let anybody in the show as long as they're real. But once trolling happens from inside the show, then people's going to get removed. No, that's not possible, Ron. You couldn't clone my account to get the new ID number to my meeting. Impossible. I actually ended the meeting and came back up with a brand new meeting with a different number to stop the trolling. And I shouldn't have had the trolling on this last Saturday night show, period. I should have been able to trust the people in the meeting. But I wasn't able to trust the people in the meeting, was I, Ron? They want to think I was born yesterday? No, I was not born yesterday. I don't play into that, man. I wasn't born yesterday. There's nobody that had that ID number. But the only people that had it were the ones that were in the show. Okay, so that's where that comes from. If I let you in the show and you got the ID number for that week and I'm getting trolled, it's because somebody in the show gave it out. And don't expect me, everybody in the show's in the meeting is going to say, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. What, you think I'm stupid? So there's not a lot I can say about that. Just too bad it had to go down that way, huh? So, well, I wouldn't know about that. Somebody could have definitely, but then I have to wonder how they got Steve's info. It don't really matter because the one thing's for sure with Zoom, you can't just go in to a meeting without the ULR to the meeting or the ID number to the meeting. So the only way my show could have been trolled was from somebody in the meeting. So that's really where it comes from. I had 3 Ron fans in my freaking contacts list. Okay? 2 before Ron came into the show. Because he came in a couple times, then he said he had a glitch of problems and he couldn't get back in. And he opened another Ron fan account. Now I had 2. And he came into the show more than once when I had 2. Okay? And then here comes the third one. But the problem is Ron Fan was in the show when Annika was in the show. And the trolling didn't start after I threw Annika out. And that could have only been done from somebody in the show. It could have been done by anybody else. So it wasn't too hard for me to identify who was responsible, now was it? Sometimes people just get stupid, don't they? They play me for dumb. And when you play me for dumb, I don't appreciate it. You want to play me for dumb, go ahead. The only thing it's going to do is result in you be banned from the channel. Espiel was banned because of his own mouth. He done it to himself. You know, people who studied what's going on in society understand that NWO is not a conspiracy theory. It's really happening right in your face. But most people don't want to see that. It's like Crimson, the black man saying, what male shaming in the media? There's never been no male shaming in the media. What a clown. The same clown goes and tells Espio on his little show he put up today that in the 1970s is when money came into the political arena. That's when the politicians, that's when your government suddenly needed money. Really? In 1970? Well, have you lost your mind? I can go back to 1913 when the Federal Reserve come in and they were involved in it then. And I think 1913 was long before 1970. It just shows the guy didn't look into nothing before he opened his mouth. And Espio, I've looked into it, and then he keeps siding with the agenda. You know, it's Espio that was smirking, the smirk on his face. It was all a game to him. Him being on the live stream or in the chat was a game to him. He was never serious. So he didn't deserve to be part of the show. I want people that are real TFLers that are living it. This is about TFLers and incels. People that are really living it. It's not about clowns who want to play around. That's really what this is about. So that's the reason I say what I say. Well, I haven't had a show for years. I had the Blog Talk Radio show for almost 5 years, but that hasn't run in a long time now. And the TFL Live Saturday night, well, this next week will be doing our number 17 at 1 a week. So it's not possible for that to be for years now, is it, Ron? My problem is the fact that I took control of the situation, and when I look in my meeting and I know who was in my meeting, there was only one head left, and that was you, Ron. On that particular show Saturday, I know Steve Hogan didn't do it. I know Harry, we talk every day. He didn't do it. It's easy for you to be in the meeting and make another account on the same account, mute your mic, and come into the meeting with another name and troll the show. Yes, we've already proven that theory, Steve Holka and Harry and I, that once you're in a show, you can actually create another Zoom and come into it, mute your mic on the one you're using, and troll the show and pretend you didn't do it. So therefore, I need honest people that can be trusted. Especially when I see in the chat section people laughing and talking about trolling the show. Believe me, I go back and I read through the chats after the live streams. That's right. You didn't know that, did you? I go back and read through the chats. And I allow some of these people I could have already kicked out. But certain people they go too far. And when they go too far, they get booted. And that's where that's from. Because I don't want the Saturday Night Live TFL show to be a victim of childish behavior every single week. I'm sorry that people fail to grow up. That's not my stupidity that's all a game. That's the real reason Espiel's not here. It's because Espiel thinks it's all a damn game. He's not honest. He'll lie his butt off. It's all a game to him. And I'm not playing games with people because this is not a game. It's a very serious topic. When you give support to people and you try to help people, then the least you could do is give the person who's doing this respect. For TFLers who want the show every week, well, then we deserve a little bit of respect. We don't deserve people calling in and playing music and trolling. Not whatsoever. And when people want to play them games, you're going to lose at it. Because the only thing you did was make it hard on everybody else. Because now I'm going to have to take the time to get to know somebody that I've never met in my life to let them on the show, ain't I? And they're going to say, why are you doing this? Well, because I guess I have no choice. Because there's a bunch of children on YouTube pretending to be an adult. Because your name, your number, your age doesn't matter when you act like a child. You know, Warren is going to be given the new ID number every week. Last week we tried this last Saturday. He may have gotten shafted out of it thanks to the trolling. See, this is what happens with that type of behavior. You know? You know what I noticed though on SPO's channel? He's talking to a guy that's calling himself the name of Cock. Okay? Well, you know this type of mentality of people already. SPO showed that with his behavior. He was never serious from day one. SPO was all a game to. I saw it in his face. I saw the body language when he had his cam going. Oh, but then he stopped putting his face on cam. Yeah, he's probably afraid people are going to see him laughing at serious topics. He'd already done told on himself long ago. And I still let him in the show a bunch of times. And when I removed him, I never banned him from my channel. But when Steve Hoker started talking about NWO, here goes SPO. Oh, well, there they go again with that conspiracy theory crap. Okay, the guy's not serious. He's there for games. So he can take his games to somebody else's show. He's not taking it to ours. You know, and I don't know what to tell you. I liked Ron Fan. He's been around for a long time. And I didn't mind him being on the show. It's sad it had to come down to a female. I can understand how desperate some guys get to get a female in their life. I honestly understand that. I'm not against guys for wanting a female in their life. But the problem with Annika, well, she's supposedly already taken. Or is it making somebody feel like more of a man than the other person if they can steal somebody else's girlfriend away from them? Well, that's low life behavior that I wouldn't put up from anybody. Because we're in a society that don't care what they do to other men. Well, Annika may have, but I doubt it. I would not believe that Annika came into my show and trolled it with the music. Okay? No, I don't believe that at all. It was the same music from the week before. And the week before, Annika and Ron Fan were in the show, so why would Annika be trolling the show if she's in it? I watched her take off her earphones because the loud music was blasting her head off. So no, Annika didn't troll the show. I love how people try to pass the buck on to innocent people. I just love it. I've been watching this go on in our society for a long time now. The perpetrator does the crime, and then victimizes somebody, and then the perpetrator tries to play the victim, re-victimizing the real victim. Fucking sick in the head behavior. Psychopathic, sick in the freaking head behavior. And it's happening everywhere in our society. People are out of their damn minds. Nope, this music never played on the last show. We was not trolled until after I removed Annika. Ron was in the show until Annika was removed. Then Ron left the show. Then Ron come back and pretended he couldn't hear us. This is why I said I know it was Ron that done it. And I think it was out of him being pissed off about Annika being thrown out. And pissed off at Steve Holcomb for yelling at her that night on the first time when she was on. I'm not naive to that. It's like they said Ron Fenn was on Discord with Monday and Annika, and they were laughing their heads off about the show as they were cutting it down, and Ron Fenn was part of that chat. You see how stuff comes back to me? It's pretty fucking sad, man. It really is. So you can go ahead and keep telling me it's their own fault, okay? Go ahead and go along with the official story. Go ahead and stick your head right up there where the sun don't shine and fill your ears full of crap. All Monday's ever done was preach it's the man's fault. Monday's never one time talked about NWO or social engineering as the cause. Well, because Annika and Monday are both up on Discord now, ain't they? And you got a person here who says they were on Discord watching. And they saw you on Discord with Annika and Monday. They saw you guys talking about the show on Saturday night and laughing about it. Well, am I going to call him a liar? I could, but nah, I don't think so. Because it wouldn't surprise me a bit. I read through the comments and I see people talking to each other and fucking laughing about trolling the show. They're literally getting serious about trolling the show on Saturday night. They think it's all games and play. Playing games and all fun. Now they're going to be all mad because they can't get on the show. They're going to be all mad because they got a ban from my channel. Well, I do ban children from an adult topic, don't I? Because the people who act this way aren't growing up. They're children in an adult's body. And if you're going to be a child in an adult's body, you're not allowed on the show. Because I'm not going to let childish shit go. That's the way that plays. You send a friend invite, I get to know you, I'll trust you, I'll bring you in. But I'm also going to probably keep the numbers down to 5 or 6 people in the show. That's right. Because if I keep the numbers down to 5 or 6 people in the show, I can still bring new people in. But by keeping the numbers down, I'll be able to identify the party behind it if they decide to play games and they actually make it into the show. But I'm not going to make it easy for anybody to get into the show since I'm seeing people in the chat talking about trolling the show. So this is the type of audience we have. We have an audience of people who are, not everybody of course, who hate the hell out of TFL, hate me, hate Steve Holka, and love playing games. Trolling's not going to happen, man. I'm just going to cut people off at the fucking bump side. I'm going to make it hard on you. I have to, because I'm not having you people destroy the show because they're childish. I'll have to seriously think about that if I want to give Ron another chance. Because I'm positively sure it was Ron because of the way I set the show up this last Saturday night. It was impossible for trolls to get in the show. It had to come from the people in the meeting. And unfortunately, the people in the meeting, I know damn well Drunk Hulk didn't do it. I know damn well Harry didn't do it. And I know Steve Hoka didn't. I know I didn't. And I'm pretty damn sure Annika didn't. Well, you can't weaken TFL. I've been up here for 12, 13 years. I've been trolled like this tons of time before. You people have no idea how many times I've been attacked and trolled. You think TFL went viral around the world without me getting attacked and trolled over and over? Nope, not at all. And I'm still here. And TFL is millions of people all over the world with the same story. So how are you going to weaken that? There ain't no way to weaken that. And it's only going to get bigger. I told you the article I read, okay, that was shared with me on China, 30 million Chinese men to be wifeless over the next 30 years. Ah, that sounds like an epidemic of TFL in China. And just imagine how many other millions of men are living it. So all you got to do is just imagine how many other men are actually living it. Once you do that, you'll realize what I'm talking about. What did I do? End the meeting? B. I must have. So let's try it this way. Okay, I should still be in the show. I think I accidentally ended my meeting. Which is okay. I don't care if I accidentally ended the meeting because I didn't stop going live. I'm still live. So that's all that counts.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Not too bad. Found out I'm 192. I gotta lose the fucking weight. Now I know why I feel like shit.
Yeah, you got a little bit more weight than you need, so it's messing
Yeah,
with
oh
you.
my God. I broke a record. I've never been this heavy. So I gotta lose 20. I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna say 20 pounds. If I get down to 170, I'll feel pretty good. But I gotta get at least 22 pounds off. I gotta get this getting to be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
In
Well, I
fact,
don't blame you there. I actually don't blame you at all.
hold on. I'm gonna show you my stomach, but please tell me you're not recording because I'll be
Oh,
fucking.
no, they can't see in the live stream anyhow, so.
Are you in a live stream now?
Yes, you are, and so are you, because that's what you said, bring me in, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So who's in the live stream?
Well, we actually have like 38 people in here.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta lose about 20 pounds. I was eating too much crap. I like a lot of starches. I like to eat the like French fries and stuff. That stuff is just not good for you.
No, no. But I think you'll be determined enough to get it off because you have before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was down when I ran marathons in about 5 years ago. I was down to 145 or 150, and I was in fantastic shape. I finished like in the top 5% of most of my runs I did, so I was pretty good. So, but like it takes a lot of discipline. I think if there's anything MGTOW men need to do is take care of their health. You got to make sure your health is priority.
Yeah. Well, I got people asking me to give Ron Fan another chance on the show.
I wouldn't worry about Ron. I don't think he was. I just don't think necessarily we can prove that. I don't really think it's just. Wow.
Yeah, I understand that. My problem is, as you know as well as I do, if you don't have the ID number of the ULR to the meeting, you can't join it. And
Yeah.
so when you have people already in the queue that could have the ID number, then you know if you get trolled, it's somebody that's within the show already in the meeting. Okay, so that's the reason I did it the way I did it. I,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be trolled, and I've
Yeah.
got to control that. And I was reading through the chat even with Peter Nolan, and I got people in there laughing and talking about trolling the Saturday Night Live show.
Oh my.
It's all a game to them.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a game.
they're going to have trouble doing that because they're not going to be able to get into the meeting because they're going to have to take the time to really get to know me.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
I'm just going to make them have to talk to me for about a week or so and really get to know me and let me feel them out and get to know them before I let them in the show.
Yeah,
That way the show's protected from childish behavior.
that's true.
I mean, so what else am I supposed to do? I'm not going to allow it.
Yeah,
Because this is a serious topic, man. We're here to support men that are really going through this.
right,
And
for
we
sure.
don't need childish behavior in the show.
Right.
So, but yeah, well, I'm glad things are going good, but actually, I'm not happy to hear that you got to break your butt, but you got your treadmill yet, right?
Oh, I got a trade. I'm going to be working out tonight. I could talk for about 10 minutes and then I'm going to hit the, I'm going to probably try to get in 5 miles a day and then do some exercise. I got to get the tummy fat off. That's the big thing.
Now there you go, and then it'll make you feel better again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. I hope you do get it off. I think you will because you'll have the drive and determination to take it back off.
Bill, I weighed it up to 185 one time and I got back into shape. It's just that you got to kick yourself. There's a difference between the things you can control. I can control. I think health is your health is your biggest asset. If you don't have your health, you're screwed.
Yeah, I had a person telling me, tell Steve to check his Zoom. I'll send proof it wasn't Ron Fan.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I don't even know how Ryan Fan got your Zoom account unless you told him. He may have found you just by the name, too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't mind that. If they find you already have the email that maybe you done from other live streams where you were inviting people in and
Well, I don't. I wouldn't know any way how they would have found that.
yeah. The only thing I could think of is when you were doing your other live streams and you had to use your email,
Yeah,
okay, to get people in. People
yeah,
could have kept that email and then they could find you on Zoom.
that's possible. That's a good point there. I didn't think about that.
Okay, so then they could find you on Zoom, but they won't be able
But they
to.
can't get into the chat without permission, though, right?
No, you can never get in the meeting without the ULR to the meeting or the ID number.
Oh yeah.
The email will not get you into the meeting.
So what's the topic today?
Well, I come on to talk a little bit about the behavior of some of the people on the show, why I did what I did, and that TFL, when I keep seeing people saying, oh, it's not real, you got freaking, and then I got this article, Steve, I think you'll find this interesting. This was sent to me today. 30 million Chinese men to be without wives over the next 30 years.
That sounds like I would say it's 30 million American men too.
Yeah, yeah. But so there you go right there. We already know we got millions of men all over the world. Because like I said, if you got maybe even 100 people around the world with the same story, you might be able to argue it, okay?
Yeah,
But when you got millions of people all over the world telling the exact same story to other men that they don't even know, who's had the exact same story themselves, it's no accident no more.
yeah, for sure.
And I just, I don't appreciate the fact that we got people in the chat talking about trolling the show, okay? And it's all a game to them. So, that's the reason I removed SBO because it was
Bill,
all a game.
the guys trolling you are all TFLers.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah,
I guarantee that. I agree with that totally.
yeah.
And I have to say, well, it's about time to get honest with yourself and stop
No,
running from it.
that's what it is. It's bad, but TFL's not an easy thing to live.
No, it isn't. But it don't mean that we're going to shut up about it because we're here to support people. And at the same time, they need to know that they're not at fault for it.
Yeah,
You're not going to get that from Monday because
yeah.
Monday only preaches it's the guy's fault.
All right.
So how are you going to get anything out of Monday when it's the guy's fault all the time? That's just keeping the problem alive. We may not be able to turn it around, but at least we could do is grow up. We got people in here we support, and there's a lot of TFLers that like the show. Well,
Right.
we got a lot of people that like the show, and I want to continue the show, but I'm not gonna allow it to be trolled.
Right. That's
So
a
it's
good point.
so it's time for people to grow up. That's really what it comes down to. Grow up and be real, man. That's all you got to do to be on the show. I don't feel sorry for anybody I banned from my channel. They got banned because of their own behavior. They
No,
can't.
there's a guy that. Have you ever heard of that guy called I am Serious? It's AYAM Serious SIRIAS. I listen to his podcast sometimes, and he talks about interesting stuff, but he won't mention TFL. He's terrified to mention it. And
Wow.
well, the funny thing is that all these other people that are talking about these men female issues, it all ties into TFL. It's the white elephant in the room.
Yeah. It's nuts because you're right. It's the big white elephant in the room.
It's the 800-pound gorilla. Call it what you want. It's the elephant in the room, and it's like they don't want to admit to these. That to them it's a taboo subject, but taboo you can't let taboo run you.
Yeah,
So
well, for Ron, he's asking me, and I'll say I'll have to do some thinking about that, Ron. I really do, because I'm not gonna when we got trolled the other night after I changed it and was forced to end the meeting and come back up again with a new ID number. Okay, when that happened, and you're not gonna, I'm sorry, I just knew that who was in the room didn't do it, and there was only one person in that chat in that actual freaking meeting that I looked at as the culprit. Okay, and that's only because of the way I set the show up. See, you can't troll the show now without me knowing pretty much who's doing it. That's the reason I changed it to what I did. And
you're not letting you don't want to let Rod fit in.
well, I'm debating if I want to let him back because I'm sure it was him that done it. I think it was because he got angry over me throwing Anik out.
Wow.
Okay, and if he got angry at me for throwing Anik out and trolled the show, then he done it to himself. But I wasn't gonna, like I told them earlier. I said, Steve, I says, you ain't gonna tell me Steve Holt controlled the show. You ain't
Yeah.
gonna tell me that Harry trolled the show. See, the problem was is I had people that I knew, and even Drunk Hulk. No, I could tell by the demeanor of that guy. He was dead serious and real, and he was good. No, that guy didn't troll the show.
Yeah, I interviewed him. He seemed like a pretty upstanding guy.
Yes. So, the situation was it came down to the only person that would have done it was Ron.
Right.
And it made sense. He got pissed off over Danica being thrown out of the show.
Well, because he might think that Annika may never talk to him or us.
Yeah, well, then I had somebody come in here right at the very beginning and said that they were on Discord, and I remember Annika saying she's on Discord. She specifically said that. So they said that they were on Discord and they were watching, and Monday and Annika and Ron Fan were all on Discord together, and they were laughing and mocking the show on Saturday night.
Someone said that to you?
Yes.
Well, then I think that Rod Fan is just playing fucking games with you. Pardon my language, but
And unfortunately, and I know Annika said she's on Discord, so I find that to be probably a true statement.
so we got another psyop. We got a psyop within a psyop.
Basically, yeah. I don't know what to say about it other than I'm not gonna let the show get trolled, man. I want people to be adults, act as an adult, and be real in the show. That's all you gotta do, man.
I
Just
think people hate the fact that we're about the last two honest people in the manosphere.
now it seems that way, doesn't it, Steve?
Maybe Harry. That's about it.
Yeah, that's sad. A lot of TFLers, Toronto man even got mad at me because Danica was on there and made two videos fucking blah 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 on me.
Yeah.
So, and that was sad to see, but Toronto man did call in yesterday when Aaron and I were talking about it and cleared it up. And Steve from Texas did call in. I let him in, okay? But I'm going to watch because Steve already knows, just like Harry already knows, that you can come into the live stream in the meeting and pause your mic and create another profile and come into the same meeting with, and that's easy to do. And if people start doing that, they're going to get removed and not be part of the show.
Ron fan's trying to call me, but I'm going to decline it because I can't talk to you at the same time.
Yeah, just decline it. Yeah, he'd be taking you out of the show if he did that. So no.
Calling me again, decline.
There you go. See, he knows you're in the show and he's calling you. That's disrespect.
Well, Ron fan, I don't have anything against him. I don't know him well enough to make a judgment. So,
Right? He's claiming that's not him. But I'll guarantee it's a TFLer.
well, what I'll do is I'll just take that broad. I'll just block that off my thing too. Then,
Yeah, all you gotta do is go in your contacts list and right click on it and drop down the box and block it, and it's over with.
yeah,
Okay, that'll take care of that problem. That'll end it. They most
yeah,
likely got your email from back when you were doing your podcast, and they never got rid of it. And they used it to get to your list, and. But the thing you do have, Steve, is when they're in your contacts list, you can control it.
yeah. A lot of weird, crazy.
So, Ron, the only thing I can tell you, man, is I'll give it some thought about talking to you again. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to put up with the trolling, man. People got to grow up.
Yeah,
Because Steve and I both do not want to be trolled. It's like that Wild Bill guy. He's been over there slamming me left and right, Steve left and right, and then whining for why he got freaking blocked.
right.
As I said, learn to grow up because we don't have to put up with it and we're not going to. But yeah, I wasn't going to stay up here long tonight. I come up here a little bit to talk about the topic, and I think I got some good topics that Harry and I and Nick were talking about today. Okay, when it comes to the dating stuff that's been observed. So Harry and I were thinking about that, and I'm thinking we'll bring it up on Saturday Night Live because that would be a good time to talk about it because it's definitely dating scene related and it's real shit. It's what's really going on.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Bill. As far as getting back to the TFL subject, I think there's a lot of forces that don't like people like us talking about this, but we're talking about a subject that no one in the New World Order will even touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I know. And so many people that are TFLers are so scared of this. And all they'd have to do is be honest with themselves. Deceiving yourself and believing in the lies is not going to change your outcome. You got to think about it, man. You've been TFL all this time, and somehow you think if you just keep trying to fit in, that's not going to change anything for you.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
No problem. So, yeah, I don't want to be the burden to people, but I'm not going to let the trolling happen. We have to have some control over it. Okay, so that's where I come from with it. We're going to get through control over the situation so people can't troll the show. And I always go through the comments and I allow a lot of people that don't even like me to be there because I'm not against them having their own opinion. It's only when you start slamming real hard and saying things or think you're going to be sneaky. If you think you're going to be sneaky and underhand and you're trying to make drama, I'll get rid of you. Okay? Then you'll be at fault for your own demise. That's the same with the trolling. I won't put up with it. Because I don't want children in the chat. I want adults in the chat. That's what I want. That's really where that comes from. And I don't like Monday because Monday's message is it's the man's fault. It's the man's fault. That is what NWO wants. Is for everybody to blame the man. We've had 30 plus years of male shaming. Everything's about male shaming, male shaming. So, and that right there just pisses me right on off. I know nobody's standing up to Hollywood or the media. And all this male shaming just keeps going on and going on. And then they want to just play into it and other men attacking other men. And here in the manosphere for people that are living this life, there's just absolutely no excuse to be attacking other men. For the same problem you're living yourself. There's just no excuse for it outside of you failed to grow up. So, I'll give some thought to you, Ron fan, because I know you've been following my channel and Steve Holcomb for a lot of years. I know that you're awake to a lot of stuff that's going on in society. Okay? So I'll give some thought to that. But I'm not going to play the game anymore, man. If you get the chance to come back in, you better be straight up. Because fucking any trolling at all, man, I'll remove you so quick and I'll fucking take you out. I'll delete you. I'll block you and delete you and won't let you back. And I'll deny any friends request you send. Because I'm not playing that game with nobody. This is about being real, and that's all I'm asking people to do is be real. And if it's too hard for you to be real, then you don't belong here. And that is the way I feel about that. I want people to be here, but I want people to understand as long as they're real and they can be honest with themselves, then yeah, you're welcome here. I'm not going to play the game and not let people here. Yeah, I suppose I'll let him in as soon as I find him in my list. Yeah, I'll see about that. He just has to give me a minute.
Hey, what's going on, Bill?
Now, hello, Steve. We had Mr. Holka jumped out, but then he probably went to get on his treadmill.
Hey, what's going on, Bill? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I got the thing in the background. Yeah, I gotta lose 20 pounds too, just like Steve. But I'm gonna get there. He's right though.
Wow.
Health is it's the most important thing in your life. It's what you have most control over, and you got to cherish your body. So
Yeah. Well, I agree with that with Steve. If you're younger, you got good health, and keep it that way.
absolutely. Well, listen, I just wanted to call in. Look, I'm not saying uh, that I support SBO and what he said. He obviously said some wrong things, but at the same time, I truly believe that he wasn't trying to troll you or to deceive you in any way. Um, I think he just has a different viewpoint, different opinion on how he views TFL. And
My problem with Espio wasn't even so much that. It was the fact on his very first time in the show, he told everybody, if we just shut up about TFL, there's no need to talk about it. If we shut up about it, it'll go away on its own.
right, and that I don't agree with that either. But
Okay?
honestly, I
And
talked to SVO, and I don't think he has any malicious intent or is trying to troll anyone. I just really truly believe he just wanted to bring another viewpoint to the table. And you always say, Bill, that you welcome
I'm
people.
not against the viewpoint, but I am against somebody who's there for just to play it as a game. Okay? And SPO has shown me more than one time he's not serious about TFL at all. It's all a game to him. And all you got to do is look who he's talking to. He's talking to Cock. Okay?
Right.
I mean, he's hanging around people who hate TFL and trolls. And I've watched some of the comments because I go through and read the chats on the live stream. You know, I didn't throw SBO off the show until, what was it, last week or the week before. I threw him off the show, but I didn't ban him from my channel until when Steve Hooker started talking about NWO, which is quite real, and SBO types, oh, here we go again with the damn conspiracy theories. Okay? You know, when he does that and he's double speak, okay? And one time he types in the chat he don't believe in long-term relationships, he only wants short-term relationships. And then on a live stream, Hesfield says he wants a long-term. And I'm like, what do you want? Will you please make up your mind?
Right. I mean, I do get that. I think what SBO was talking about is that throughout mankind, relationship, or at least maybe like 1,000 years ago, relationships weren't the way they are now in terms of
No.
romance and there being quote unquote true love. But like I said, I don't agree with everything SBO says, but I just honestly believe. I mean, because I talked to him. I mean, he's a grown man with responsibilities and children. I don't think he has time to troll an online stream just for fun. I just honestly think he had some serious input. And yes, he did say some things that were perhaps, I guess, could be perceived as negative. But
Oh,
honestly, I don't
yeah.
think he had any malicious
Well,
intent
you know,
to.
I have a female in the chat right now that also has me on Facebook, okay? And she's not a bad person at all. She understands. My goal would be to bring the genders back together. But I
Right,
don't see me being able to do it, but I should try, okay? Because we're all victims of NWO to begin with.
right. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
it's a
Steve.
complicated subject.
Yeah, now Steve Hoker writes it is Ron Fan trolling. And I'm almost sure it is because the way I set the meeting up, okay? And that's where you got involved with being trolling because of the names. And you know, now I've let you to the show, you be yourself, and you know, Steve, I sent you a shirt, and you've always been good on the shows. And I don't, you know, I just tell people I want you to grow up, I want you to be real. I want you to understand it's a very serious topic. NWO has divided the genders, and the epidemic of TFL is because of NWO. I don't care what people say, but it is. And women's behaviors is from the same programming that men's behaviors. You got guys out here just wanting sex and they don't care. They think that's love. Sex isn't love.
Well, I mean, but to an extent, sex is also a reproductive mechanism.
It is, but you know,
So,
you can make reproduction, but children need a mom and a dad.
no, I understand that, but I think what SBO was trying to say, like thousands of years ago, when we lived in tribes and everything, most fathers and mothers didn't even really know whose children was who whose child was who. Everybody cared for the children collectively, and this whole construct of a marriage and a relationship and a family unit, that's only something that's quite recent.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Well, yeah, but the TFL actually, I can tell you goes clear back to the 70s. Okay. But it wasn't as noticeable because, you know, they do things in baby steps. It didn't
Yeah.
really become noticeable to the public on big form until the late 80s and 90s. That's when it really started being noticeable.
Right, I got you.
And now it's literally all over the world. So, you know, what are you going to do? But it
Oh,
is a
I believe
serious.
it. Like, I mean, I've been dealing with stretches of TFL as well. I mean, um, so. But let me ask you one more question. What do you think about the idea that dating should be an extension of your social life? So, in other words, let's say you have a TFLer that completely isolates himself from society and just sits in his apartment all day.
Well,
Uh,
I call that self produced TFL. You can't blame women and you can't blame anybody but yourself. If that's what you're going to do, that's self produced. It's like a female who gets picky, and every guy she ever meets isn't good enough for her. But then she complains she's alone. Okay? But if everybody she meets ain't good enough for her and she's alone and complaining about it, she might want to rethink what she's doing. Okay? This is not about slamming nobody. My goal would be to bring the manosphere back together and get people to stop throwing each other the bus and to realize that sex is not love. Sex is part of a relationship, yes. Yes, I understand it's how you make kids. I understand people like sex, okay? I got nothing against people liking sex, but sex should have always been at the last of the list because people need to be able to become friends. Women that are using friendship as a rejection line are just as messed up as the men, like that guy running around calling himself cock. Okay?
Right.
I mean, that's retarded. You know, you're doing stuff that just makes yourself look bad. And, and when you got, unfortunately, both genders are responsible for what's going on in a lot of ways. But, the rejection rate from women on men can be tremendous. But you have to remember the social engineering. Always remember it was programming on both sides. And it was no accident, it's been deliberately done.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, women have, a whole laundry list of requirements. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But what I was trying to say, what do you think about the idea? Okay, let's take Richard from San Francisco. He called in, I think, like 2 weeks ago. He kept on talking about how he wants a woman in his life, but at the same time, he was on SSI, living in an apartment with a bunch of people,
He wasn't
no
actually,
job,
yeah, that actually wouldn't be an apartment. He was placed into a group home, which
a group
means
home, right?
which means he has other issues as well. So in that situation, I feel bad for the guy, but I'll tell you what, he would have to get himself to where he could take care of himself and get out of that place into his own place first. Okay?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But what I just feel like is that sometimes TFLers, they're just too focused on the reasons instead of going out trying to create a social circle and making dating an extension of their social circle,
Well, now
of their social life.
I agree with that, okay? If you could
Yeah,
go out and make friends and make a social circle, you never know. Okay, you may very well meet some girl along the way in a social circle and get talking, and two of you get along and hit it off, and things be right. Next thing you know, you've got a woman in your life. Okay, but you've got people. So I agree with you on a social circle all the way. I think people should. But I don't
yeah.
think you should go out with the intentions in your head that I'm going to create a social circle just so I can meet a woman. No, you got to go out there so that you can meet friends.
That I agree with. That's true.
Because
Well,
otherwise,
but
your mindset is to meet a woman. And then when you don't, you become depressed and upset and you tear yourself up.
yeah, yeah. Well, but I mean, in that case, I think that that's something that you, SBO, and quite a few of other people that you've banned, that's something you have in common with them because that's what they've been saying. They've been
Yeah,
saying, you know, one of the main problems is that TFLers might be too focused on women instead of first addressing the real issues in their life, which is, creating a social circle, which would, you know, take away a person's anxiety and their terrible, their subpar social skills, and then that could possibly lead to dating.
yeah. Well, that is possible. I'm not against them type of ideas whatsoever. Okay.
Right.
My only problem with SB was I seen it in him. The guy was playing games. He wasn't serious. Okay? It was all a game to him. And all you got to do is look at the people he's running with on YouTube. And he's going to make this series. He should just call that series of people Bill banned the clown show. Because I don't
Yeah.
just ban people from here, but like that sex addict guy. He's openly talking about trolling the show with some other guy that's trolling Blue Skies Media and hoping that guy will come over here and start trolling my show. Well, that's the type of person don't need to be even in the chat. I ban him from my channel.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Blue Skies Media because that's part of the issue too because he keeps making videos about, oh, I don't want friends, I don't want to have any friends. I want to have a woman. That's another example of him, focusing too much on the woman aspect without. Because if you think about it, like if you meet a woman and she sees that you're this antisocial, depressed guy that doesn't want to interact with people, then she's not going to be attracted to that.
Yeah. Well,
Because most women do want to have a guy that has character and at least has some friends and has a life and goes out. You know what I mean?
yes. Well, Hayden Rosie's back in here, and he says most so-called friendships are based on partying and alcohol. Yeah, it might be a social circle, but it has no substance.
That is true. That I actually agree with. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you drink, Bill, but I used to drink a lot in my 20s, but I kind of toned it down now, and I can kind of see where Hayden is coming from. A lot of people just get drunk together, and that creates problems too.
Yeah, I've never been a drinker my whole life. Alcohol and me don't like each other, okay? So I've never been a drinker. But when I was
Hmm.
younger, for a lot of years, I smoked pot.
Oh,
I
okay.
would have been right up there with Warren. I would have been a pothead, okay? Okay, but you know, but then I don't even do that anymore because it's not something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bar scene was never for me. Alcohol and me got in a fight, and every time I lost.
What about acid and mushrooms? Didn't they do that in the 70s growing up?
Yeah, I did a couple of hits of acid back then. I did some shrooms.
Hmm.
I partied when I was young. I remember sitting on a country road in my vehicle, the four of us, and we were all tripping, and there was this cow in the road, and this was up in the mountains, and we were looking at this cow and laughing our asses off like it was the ugliest thing we ever saw.
Well, that'll happen when you take mushrooms.
Yeah, we had that and had a camp out with fire going, and go Gary, I was with the time we were tripping, and he threw a bunch of paper in this big old bonfire. The wind came up and blew it out, and we had little fires everywhere. And he's yelling, "Damn it, we were up here alone, and all these little campers moved in all around us."
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
well, I mean, I mean, these are complicated issues, but
yeah,
I just really wanted to call in and say, in my opinion, I don't think SBO is all that bad. I mean, sure, he might have said some things that are contrary to, what you believe in, but I mean,
yeah,
at the end because he told me personally, he was like, I'm willing to talk to Bill, even in private, and just discuss our differences and see if we can
yes.
go from there.
Well, Jay
So,
now, Jay now for RV. Okay. She says, "What the fuck?" This is a female who's over, I know, on Facebook, and she
mhm.
comes over here. She says, what the fuck ever happened to getting to know one another, dating for real, and moving on from there?" Now that is true, because a lot of women will reject a guy in 1 to 5 seconds, so you never get a chance to know him. Okay. And the problem is you got women out there who use friendship is a rejection line, and they don't understand that the foundation of a true relationship starts with friendship, because everybody's messed up. The foundation of a successful relationship is upside down on its head.
Well, Bill, I had 48-year-old women reject me on dating apps. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I can understand, and I know that you know her, so I'm not going to be rude or anything. But I mean,
she's followed me for a long time, and she's been on several TFL live streams, and she still comes back. She's not a bad person, and what
no,
she
I'm not saying
said,
that.
yeah, and what she said is true. Okay, people need to take the time to get to know each other and not judge people right off the bat, because I think of it this way: when when Toronto Man was pissed off because Annika was on the show, he didn't want to hear this woman on the show. Then I have to say, I hope his social skills ain't that way, because if you can't take time to talk to a woman, then you could never get to know a woman, and she couldn't get to know you.
Right. Well, I think this Jaina for RV woman, I'm pretty sure she could get a date tomorrow if she wanted to.
Well, that may be so, okay? I'm not going to say that, okay? But the point is a lot of dates nowadays
Nah, Bill.
is
Let's be
nothing but
honest. Like
usury.
she probably on the dating app. She probably has hundreds of guys just waiting for.
Oh, I'm not
I mean,
saying that. What I'm saying is a lot of a lot of everything on the dating apps are stuff, even men and women alike, is usury. Because when men want to just pump and dump, that's usury, okay? And if a woman wants a guy just for his money or his stats or his fame, that's usury. And what do we see in today's society? We see people using one another, and then we got all these labels. Your value on the sexual market, like you're a piece of meat on a shelf in a store. you know, I just hate the labeling, okay?
no, I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, of course there are guys out there that will probably that are interested in pumping and dumping, but there are a bunch of guys out there that are also open for a relationship. And I see that Jay she's saying now that she's not on dating apps, but
Yeah,
she should try it out sometime, and I'm sure she can line up a guy within a matter of days,
well, yeah,
easily.
but how do you know she ain't already married?
Oh well, I mean I don't know that about her, but
Right. See,
I
this is
mean
just it. We don't know. You can't make that. You can't make that statement because you don't know her. Okay. So I'm not gonna give shit to say. She's actually followed me for a long time. She was up here
okay.
when I was up here with Jerry. She's been on other TFL live stream shows. Okay. I'm not going to tell her to leave the stream. Just ain't
No, I
gonna
never said
happen.
that,
Yeah.
but no, I never said that she should. Okay, so she's a widow. Okay, I see. That's what she just said. She's a widow. But well, look, Jayna, if you're listening right now, like no offense, but like you can get a date, even if you're like a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, you can line up a date within a matter of days easily. Like for men, it's a real struggle out there.
That's
Just saying.
correct. No, you're right. For men, there's a lot of men who will spend years and never even get one woman in their life.
There are 45-year-old virgins out there, men.
Yes, it's sad. And I do stand up for men. I mean, Steve Hoker stands up for men. We're up here doing what we're doing to try to bring men together and support men who can't get someone in their life. But I also talk about the root cause of the problem. And I also don't dislike women. I dislike the behaviors. And I've always said nothing's 100% across the board. Nothing. You could judge some woman like every other woman and find out she don't even have female friends and ain't nothing like any of the other women. But you would never know that if you didn't talk to them and get to know them. But if they don't want to get to know you, then you have to put them back in the label with the rest of the women. Because when you're too busy to take time to talk to somebody to get to know them, well, then that falls right back in that category.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's true. Yeah. But I mean, I think this idea that or women saying that men are just out there to pump and dump, I think that's not true. I think I would say like 70 to 80% of TFLers out there wish they just have one woman to just share their life with.
That is
And
the majority of TFLers. They only want one woman that would take the time to get to know them, and they only have one woman in their life to grow old with. That's really all they want. Okay? So, you know,
yeah,
it's a fair thing to want. We're all human beings. This crap of people rising themselves above other people, it's just what it is, crap. It shouldn't be happening, but it is.
it is. Yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example. For New Year's, I was at a New Year's party in Dallas, and I did meet a girl there, and we got along really well. And she actually told me, she was like, "Steve, you meet my requirements." I mean, of course, she said it in a different way, but I knew exactly what she was trying to say. And I did one small thing wrong. I was a little bit tipsy, and I said something along the lines of, like, I said something joking to her. I was like, "Oh, we hooked up quite fast." And then she started ignoring me. And the next day she sent me a message. She was like, "Steve, I can't be with a guy that talks that way." So, in other words, she liked me, but just because I said one small thing wrong, she basically stopped talking to me. So I think women just have extremely high standards, and them saying, "Oh, men just want to pump and dump," I think that's just a defense mechanism for them saying, "Oh, I'm just waiting for the ideal guy to come by that meets all my standards."
Yes. Well, I agree with that because we all make mistakes, including women. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. I don't believe in this shit that other human beings are above another human being. I don't care what your damn position is in life. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. You're not above nobody. You're still a human being.
Yeah.
And that's the
So,
problem with ego. Because people get ego and they let their ego corrupt them and they start looking down on other people.
yep. Yeah, it's true.
So that's where I
So, I
come
mean,
from.
if this lady is listening, I think that you shouldn't have this idea that all guys are out there to pump and dump. That's not true.
No, that is
So,
not true. Okay, we
but there are
gotta.
guys that are. There are some guys out there that probably that's their agenda. But
Yep.
most guys I know, they just want to have a normal relationship, somebody to share their life with and to grow old with, and to have a friendship. You know, a
Yes.
relationship based on a friendship. That's all they want.
Well, I'm gonna just say this one more time, and I'm gonna end the stream for tonight. Okay, this was an off the cuff stream. I'll be here Saturday night. Okay, but what I really want to emphasize on people, I don't want to be an ass to nobody, but I'm not going to put up or allow trolling of the Saturday Night Live show. Okay, it's just not going to be allowed. Okay, I want people to be real. I want you to be here for the right reason. Okay, I don't want to see men throwing other men under the bus because that behavior has to stop.
I
How?
mean, I agree, but I just don't think that SVO was trying to troll you, Bill.
Well, I don't think he was trying to troll me as much as I think he was trying to play devil's advocate. And I will not let a devil's advocate on the show because it's a serious topic. We all know TFL is real. And a devil's advocate will steer right back to it's all the man's fault. When we already know there's a lot of men that are not at fault for this. This is programming from social engineering. What pisses me off, I think, the most is how nobody, no women will get together and go up against the media and pick at them and speak up about the male shaming in the media. 30 plus years and you don't got no women complaining about the male shaming in the media. I'm a man and I'm fucking up to my damn throat with fucking the male shaming in the media.
Yeah,
I stopped
no,
watching TV years ago because of that crap, and I still see it going on today. It ain't changed a bit. And when you get women saying, I like guys and I'm speaking up for guys, well, then maybe you should be focusing on getting other women aboard and getting up there and picking in Hollywood. Karen Stroud's done Girls Right Once, has done zero for the manosphere. Absolutely nothing but line her own pockets. She don't care about the men. She only cares about making that money.
yeah, like Steve Hoka just said in the chat, no one cares about male shaming.
That's
It,
correct.
it's a problem, but it's socially acceptable. That's the problem,
Well, yeah, that is a big problem because if we flipped it around, the women would never tolerate that. It wouldn't be just accepted. And it shouldn't be accepted, period. Okay? That causes, that's there to divide us. And it does a wonderful job, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and it makes a lot of married men also feel TFL within the marriage.
Yeah.
I was just with a married guy today, and I met his wife, and she just treated him like a disposable object. Basically, she was like, "Yeah, he's paying the mortgage, and if he doesn't pay up, I'm leaving. I own half of his shit." Blah blah blah. And I was just thinking in the back of my head, it's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's doing so much for you, and you're treating him like a piece of crap, and you're quote unquote married to him.
Unfortunately, I see that all the time. But in my life, I've actually witnessed this and seen it myself. There's some guys out here that are very controlling. And they got a woman in their life, they're treating their woman like complete dirt. okay, and controlling their woman and very jealous over their woman. But then when you look at society, it's all a competitive thing, right? So we're competing. So then, if the guy's went through hell getting a woman and he's afraid another guy's going to try to take his woman, because there's lots of guys that get off on trying to take somebody else's woman away from them, then that would cause jealousy. So we
Yeah.
have a lot of issues going on at the same time. A lot of issues. And my goal is to try to get people to realize that we're all human beings. Annika, she wanted to bring up the seed. The woman has the seed, so therefore the woman's superior to the man. You got to protect her, and you got to this, and you got to that. And I'm like, no, that seed lasts a couple, 3 days, and it dies out, for one. For two, that seed does no good without fertilization. And when you look at the DNA of the baby, guess what? The DNA's from both genders.
That
Because,
I absolutely agree.
yeah,
That's
because
true.
we're both human beings. Nobody belongs propped over the other. Right now, women are propped over the top of men, and men a lot of men are responsible for this because they don't call a woman out on her behaviors. Okay, they turn their head and look the other way, and that's got to stop. Women need to be held accountable for the behaviors just like men do.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't see it changing anytime soon, to be honest, because
Well,
honestly, I just see it getting worse, to be honest. Like I mean, all these men that make it their life goal to marry a woman, and then once they get married, the woman has this power trip over their man, and the man just supplicates to it and thinks it's normal to be controlled by a crazy woman and to basically pay all the bills and just accept it as some kind of reality or just accept it. And
yes.
that's just how most men are, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's sad. It's a sad, sad, sad state of affairs in today's society. There's no doubt about it, okay? And I just want to see it change. I see Hell by the Dashboard Lights in here. I'm going to give him a shout out and tell him he does do a lot of good work. And I've seen his work, and I've seen him do some really good stuff. But I would like Hell by the Dashboard Light to send a friend invite on Zoom. And I would like to have Hell by the Dashboard Light and Mr. Hulk and myself on a live stream on Saturday night. I can't make him do it, but I would love to see him show up. I think it'd be awesome if the three of us together on a Saturday night. I think a lot of people would like that as well. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
absolutely.
so I'm gonna say that to Hell by the Dashboard Light. Okay, let's mend our ways. Let's talk to each other and get yourself Zoom and send a friend invite my way and come on the show with me and Hoka. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Bill, your show is really gaining traction, and it's I mean, the views are going up, and I think it's awesome what you're doing, man.
Well, I'm trying my best to keep it together. You realize I accidentally done this show. I did one live stream on a Saturday night, called it Saturday Night Live, and people liked it so much they wanted me to do it again. So here we are, and it's become a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine, and I don't mind doing it because I'm doing it for not myself, but for everybody. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely love to see Hell by the Dashboard Light and Mr. Hoke and myself on a Saturday Night Live. So I hope that Hell by the Dashboard Light, I hope you'll give that some thought and that you'll get yourself Zoom. You can get a free account. And I'd like to see you send a friend invite. But of course, I'll have to talk to you for at least 2 minutes after you do to make sure it ain't a troll using your name. Because it
Yeah,
has to be.
he wants to talk to Steve Hoka. He just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's where I come from there with when it comes to him. I would love to see that happen. But if Hell by the Dashboard Light sends a friend request, I'll accept it. But then I want him to talk to me for a couple minutes so I know it's the real Hell by the Dashboard Light and not some damn troll. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I would love to see the three of us on a live stream. I think that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would totally watch that, you know.
I think that would
Sure.
be worth it. And Steve, as long as you stay doing what you're doing now, you're welcome on the show. I just want
Oh, yeah.
I just want people to be real. And I don't think that's asking too much.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think that there's no place for trolls on here. This issue is way too important to become some kind of troll infested show. So what you're doing is right. You're just monitoring who can come on and who can't.
Yeah, well, that's what I have to do. So,
But Bill, you have to be open to some form of disagreement because I mean,
well,
without challenging your beliefs, you're not going
overall,
to progress.
yeah. Well, overall, I'm open to some form of disagreement. I'm just not open to somebody whose body language and their demeanor is to play devil's advocate. Okay, okay, SBO example. He says he's watched a lot of Alan Watts and he's done with David Icke, right? And all you got to do is open your eyes and pay attention around the world and see what's going on, and you realize this stuff is quite real. The social engineering is not a fraudulent thing, okay? So, and he's right there. Oh, there we go with the conspiracy theories. So, no, I'm not going to go there. If he wants to give different opinions, that's fine, but don't call stuff that's in your face a conspiracy theory. That's like that black man who said, "What male shaming? There ain't no male shaming in the media." And I'm like, "What planet do you live on?"
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, male shaming is a real thing, whether
So,
people deny it or not. I mean, it's there, it's evident. But you know what? I think that a lot of women, they can't see it. They can't put themselves in the man's position when they're fed this media where men are just treated like disposable objects. It kind of reinforces their beliefs that that's maybe how men want to be treated. You understand what I mean?
yeah, I know what you're saying, yes.
And that's a problem. So, but yeah, it's the media that's contributing to this problem, and yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
it's one of them things. I
right.
was just noticing Steve wanted back in, so I sent him a friend invite. Okay, Steve.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hoka, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh,
I,
I'm
I
not
can't.
bad.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a chat today, but I wanted to do it kind of a unique way where I'd have people call into my Zoom account and that they could get in. I'm wondering if I should just wait for tomorrow to plan it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey, Steve.
that's up to you.
Hey, Steve. I'm also trying to lose 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, you can do it through treadmill. I mean, I got a little bit out of shape, and I really have to do it. So I just get I'm real sluggish right now. When you get to be close to 49 or 50, it gets tougher to, it's not like you're 20, 30. What are you about 29, 30?
I'm 30.
Okay, you're pretty young, still a young guy. By the way, 30 is the year at which you really go TFL. That's when women are definitely stop whistling at you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling it, but I mean, I'm sort of TFL. I go through TFL stretches, but yeah, the older you get, the harder it gets. That's for sure. But I wanted to ask you, so, you're a marathon runner, or you used to do marathon, right? Do
Yeah,
you I noticed that a lot of long distance runners, they do the high carb, low fat, low protein diet.
yeah. I did
Is
that for a while, but you don't have to. You can be a meat and potatoes guy too. You can do a lot of meat. No, I don't agree that you should be strictly carb. I think you can eat meat. You can eat like steak or chicken or whatever. Yeah, you can do it. The biggest thing is to burn calories. That's the big thing. One thing
right,
one thing
right.
nice about one thing nice about training for marathons or running is that you can eat a lot of carbs. I'm addicted to carbs. My problem is that my weight problem is reflected by how much crap like I love to eat pasta and I eat all that sugary stuff, and that's not good for you. It's horrible. It's just bad.
But I thought that long distance runners are known to eat pasta and
They
rice
know,
and
but I'm
potatoes
not
and
running anymore like I used to. That's the thing. When I was running marathons heavily, like doing 80 miles, 100 miles a week, I was eating all that crap food, but I could do it because I was burning it all off.
right, right.
You got to be
Yeah.
careful. Your health is so important, and you young guys out there that want to take care of your health, you want to do it because you know well, I get pisses me off when you look at these celebrities that are like fat and out of shape and they're 88 years old, like George Siegel or William Shatner or You know, it's like you see these celebrities, it's like they never fucking die. I think these people have life extension technology or something.
Well, they go to youth clinics, man. Do you know about those in Hollywood? You
I
pay
don't know what they're
special.
doing, but I've never seen anything like this where you've got these celebrities now, and they're not all frail and skinny and small like Betty White. Some of them are like fat, they look like they're chunky, and like I can't believe that William Shatner, that fucker should have been dead 20 years ago, and he's still. I don't know what the fuck, man.
No, but what I was saying is I agree with you. They go to specialized youth clinics where they pay thousands and thousands of dollars, where they get anything ranging from collagen injections to hair transplants to just all kinds of technology to make them look younger and feel younger. TRT injections. You know, if you run TRT, the steroid, you feel like, let's say you're 40 years old and you take TRT, you feel like you're 25 again.
Oh, is that what it's called? TR? Oh, but that's not over the counter. That's something you have to get, right?
Well, yeah, it's prescribed by a doctor, but I mean, you can go to a doctor and kind of talk to, butter him up and talk him into prescribing you some TRT. So I don't do it, but I'm just saying, like, that's what people do.
Bill, yeah, that's a good point there. And
Blood transfusions, that's another one that makes you feel younger.
what's that?
In the chat, S Power was saying blood transfusions. That's what they also do. That makes you feel younger too.
What it is, though, that's the easy way. I mean, the healthiest way is just to exercise, which is fine. And if you exercise, you get your blood pumping, you're circulating your blood. You got to get the fat, you got to burn the fat off. Sometimes it takes a couple months to even see results, but it can be done, and I'm living proof that it can be done. But what you got to do is you've got to have the discipline. And you know what the biggest thing is? It's easy to get into a funk, and you get sluggish and you get lazy, and then you'll say, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes along, I'll do it in 2 days. And you don't want to do that, man. I'll tell you. I mean, it's I don't know why I gained all this weight, but I got to lose it, and it'll make me feel better too. And then I'll really be putting these videos together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By the way, this Ron fan might be a troll. This might be this guy doesn't say Ron fan 69. It just says Ron fan. So
it very well could be, My problem was the fact that this last Saturday night, there's nobody that could have had that meeting number. It had to come from within the show itself.
Hey, Bill, I have a question. This Ron fan, I took him off my list, and they still keep calling me. Is that because the meeting number hasn't changed? Long as he has my.
He's calling you on your Zoom, right?
Right. He's got the. So if I change my meeting number, he can't keep doing that, right?
Well, you're in a meeting. He's calling you. He might be using the meeting number. Yes.
No, I think he's trying to call me through my meeting number.
Yeah, change your meeting number. That should take care of that problem.
Yeah, I can change it by 1 digit, and that's all I need to do, and then this guy won't keep coming in. Well, Bill,
put him around.
What I was gonna do is get a bunch of people into my Zoom chat, and but I was gonna do a different type where it wouldn't have as many people. It only have like 5 people in it, but I don't know who would really want to call. I'd probably get, so it wouldn't matter.
Right. Well, I would like to. You talk by the day. Okay, we got a lot of racket going on there.
Sorry, that's me.
I would like to if Hell by the Dashboard Light Steve, if he talks to you, I would like to get you, me, and him in a Saturday Night Live.
Right. He would have to get a he would have to get in. Let's see if I don't know if he wants to do it. He's so evasive. I don't know if he's in the. I think he deleted all his messages, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Boy, that's weird. He does that. He leaves me a message and deletes it before I can even read it.
Yeah, he said he wanted to talk to you.
Well, if he wants to talk to me, I'm going to email him. I have his email address. Okay, so if he wants to talk to me, he can call me either through the phone or he can call me through Zoom. It does not matter. And then he can
Steve. I don't even know if that was his real channel in the chat.
Yeah, so it was. I think yes, it was his channel.
I mean, are you sure? Because I've seen it before.
I'm positive. I checked it. It said account created. It gave the account creation date, and I found it. It was him.
Right. Okay. Dash is a lot. That's
It is. It's him.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I would just like to see me, Steve Oak, and Hell by the Dashboard Light for a live stream. And if you don't want anybody else in, I would be willing to just do the three of us for a live stream on Saturday night. I
I
think
think it
that would
would
be a
be
good show.
So
just three of us, nobody else.
Does Dash still believe that women don't want to have these tall, masculine-looking men, these
He's
alpha
right.
males?
Can I tell you something? I can verify all these girls that I knew in my family and like relatives, cousins or nieces or whatever, or people I knew. They dated doofy doofies, and they had opportunities to date successful guys, and they chose not to. I think that the oofy doofy goes farther back than just recently. I think women have wanted control over men for a long time. I know a lot of women like this, and he's absolutely right. The reasoning behind it is women are much more in control of their biology. They're able to look at a guy and say, look, if he's so good looking, he would cheat on me. This is why we see all these chiseled square jaw guys sitting at the bar alone. I really feel these guys are so intimidating, women won't touch them with a 10-foot pole. I really believe it.
I mean, the thing is, I'm 6'3". I'm not saying I'm a handsome guy, but I'm pretty tall and intimidating and stuff. And I've had girls tell me that before. They say, yeah, they're like, oh, you look intimidating, you know. So
Yeah, they don't, but
I,
they're never gonna fuck you. Pardon my language, but I'm gonna say it. They're never going to listen. I know Bill doesn't like to talk about this, but if a woman doesn't want to fuck you, she doesn't want to date you either, Bill. So get rid of this idea that people need to get to know one another, Bill. If she doesn't want to fuck you, she's never gonna want to get to know you.
Well, I don't totally agree with that, but you do have a right to your opinion.
Bill, here's the thing, Bill. People that had to get to know somebody first were forced to get to know them. There was no obligation to get to know them. Years ago, when people lived in smaller communities or even in the big city, they had to get to know somebody. Okay,
Well,
but
yeah,
nowadays,
but still, that would be wrong because nobody should be forced. But the reality is, two people should get to know each other before they actually start dating and fucking, just because you're going to have a
yeah,
lot more successful relationships if you
I
did.
agree, Bill. But Bill, that's impossible to do. Do you understand in this complicated world how impossible that would be to do? To tell a woman that you went on a date with, well, look, I know you're not attracted to me now, but why don't you just get to know me?
Oh,
She's going to tell,
I totally know what you're saying, Steve, and I agree with that part.
yeah,
Okay.
look, I believe that there are women out there that are attracted to tall, masculine men, but it's a different type of attraction. When they see a tall, masculine man, they think, he's gonna throw me around and throw me on the bed. They think of their sexual fantasies, in other words. But
I don't know any of these women. That I think that the Hell by the Dashboard Light has got the most realistic scenario. Although I think
yeah, but
he
you didn't let
over
me finish. So what I was saying, I think on a long term basis, if a woman wants to date a guy on a long term basis, she wants to be, the man basically. She wants to be in control. She wants to have, the career and everything. So then they rather choose, a simpy looking, hubby schlubby type of guy because it's safe. Dashboard is right. It's safe for them
yeah,
because,
because I
no
was an
other
ex
woman, he won't
I was
cheat
an
on her. He'll be complacent. He'll be the provider. He'll just be the boring hubby schlubby type of guy that they want to spend the rest of their life with.
right, and like I said, I don't know what these women. I don't even think they're sexual. I think they like if you go into these Ryan home developments, they're very sterile looking, and then you go into the house and it's like the guy's a schlubby, and there's no masculine guy with big arms. It's like, what are you looking at my wife? It's usually the woman is running the show. And I mean, it's really the woman that's running the show, and she's got the bubble butt, and she might look pretty good in her robe, but she's the one kind of running the show, and they got two kids, and no, they're not, the children were not sired from some alpha buck. I mean, this is another myth that like one out of five kids is born to some other dude. It's like, no, not unless they get into the marriage pre-existing like that. Most women are having children with these nebbish guys. It's like, they just there's just all these. But I'm glad that Bill and I and to some degree dashboard when he's not deleting all his shit or talking about it, because we are on top of this now. I know Bill at Dashboard doesn't like to talk about the New World Order. This is the rubber that meets the road. This is the subject nobody will fucking touch with the 10-foot pole. TFL is the fucking agenda of the New World Order. It is the agenda. They don't want to talk about it. That it is the number. It is at the top of the pyramid of their list. That is exactly what they're doing. They're destroying white people, and they're destroying the birth rate at an appalling rate. That is their ultimate goal, and that is what they're doing.
That's exactly right.
And people like David Icke and Alex Jones and Anthony Hilder and Jordan Maxwell and Alan Watt, they won't touch this subject with a 10-foot pole. And
Nope.
and the list goes on. None of these people will touch this subject with a 10-foot pole. It is at the top of the list of what the ultimate agenda is. You control the population, you can control everything else. It's easy.
Exactly.
And you control the birth rate, you control, you have a society of basically a bunch of disgruntled people living in a homogenized, politically correct world. You TFL is the number one thing that these people won't talk about. Mark Passio no longer talks about it either. I think these people, they started out good, but they just deviated from the most obvious thing. No one will touch this. And they all know who we are. I wouldn't be surprised if David Icke knows who we are, Bill.
You know what? I actually wouldn't be surprised about that neither. I think they probably do know who we are, but
Yeah.
they don't want this topic talked about. And that's just more reason to keep talking about it, because and I know, okay, Hell by the Dashboard Light may not like the topic, but understand it is the root cause.
Right. Bill?
Yep, you're here.
Yeah, he doesn't. I didn't say he didn't like it. I don't know how deep he goes into it, but all you have to do is look at television and what they're doing to men, and you see all these TV shows, and you know damn well this is not just coincidence.
Yes, that's correct. Well, I'm
But
not going
there are documentaries out there discussing, well, they call it the loneliness epidemic. Like there was this documentary about Japan where I like 50% of Japanese men don't have a wife. I think Bill was talking about it earlier. So I mean, it is being discussed. They just don't call it TFL. They call it the
Well, and
loneliness epidemic.
here's the thing about the grass eater men. The biggest myth about the grass eater men is that they're going their own way. They're being forced to go their own way. The Japanese women are not interested in having relationships with them, so they're just kind of tuning out of society. Is what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's pretty accurate.
I mean, it just seems to me that that women, you're right, they're just not interested in dating. Even girls that I meet in my age group, they got their good paying jobs. They got their hobbies. They got
Oh, they
they
don't even need good paying jobs to be happy. They walk down the street smiling in groups. Like I'm in downtown Cleveland the other day. I'm driving in my service truck or driving in my car, and you see a group of girls crossing a busy intersection, and they're all smiling and laughing and giggling, and they're all having a girls' a day out or night out. They're not unhappy. Women are very happy. Men are the fucking one that's miserable. These guys are delusional. Will say, "Oh, those girls are insecure." No, they're not. They're much more secure than you. Most men are.
They sure the hell are.
And another thing you can't forget is that they got vibrators. And I think Annika, she confirmed this last time. She said that I think she literally said that most men can't give women an orgasm.
She
A
did.
vibrator or a dildo can do it 10 times better.
She did. She literally said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like nowadays, it's like women maybe don't even want men for sex anymore. I mean, if they can use a
No.
vibrator 10 times better, then why even bother dating a man?
Right.
Well, put it this way, guys. Now, suddenly out of nowhere, I have a request. Okay? One new message. Contacts. Hell by the Dashboard Light.
Oh, jeez.
Now, question mark. Do you think it's the real McCoy? Or do you
Let him
think
in
it's a
and see.
troll? Or
Well,
do
he's
you...
not giving his identity away, so give him a chance.
Hold on. Because I'll just remove him if it's a troll. But if it's the real one, okay, I'll bring him in. Let me see.
I doubt it is.
I do too, and I'll just block and remove him if it's not. If it is, I'll be proud that he's here. Okay, so let's see. You know, but I do want him, me, and you for real on a Saturday Night Live, and just the three of us. I wouldn't bring anybody else in. Okay, on the next show, Saturday Night Live.
Wait, are you letting this guy in or not?
No, he says he'll come in on the next show, which is
Well, Bill,
Saturday
I mean,
Night Live.
If you want me to leave, that's no problem. I'll just hang up.
Well, no, that's all right. I mean, he said on the next show, so let's leave it at that, okay?
So why doesn't he want to come in now? I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah, we want to fucking hear him now. Tell him we don't know. We're impatient. We want to hear it now. We want to hear it now. God damn it! Sorry, God. This guy in the chat is delusional. He says, Steve, that fake happiness these women are, that's just fake happiness. No, it's not fake happiness. They are very happy. Women are living in luxury. I mean, women are living in a, pardon my language, a pussy renaissance today.
I mean, let me put it this way. I've met girls, they just straight up told me, like, if I would ask them out on dates, they just straight up told me, they're like, hey, Steve, I'm content with being alone. You know, I tried the dating apps. It's too much for me. I just want to be alone.
I don't understand how women could literally be so detached. Like, I think biologically they don't have a sex drive. And here's why I say this, Bill, because when women used to have a real crush on a guy, it was a sexual thing. It was a physical love for them. Okay. And they don't have that anymore. They don't have that in their genes anymore.
Yeah, hold on here. I want to try to get him in.
Oh, dude, you gotta have game, dude.
Let me try it one more time. See what he does with it. He tried to call me, so I called him and he declined it. Then I typed him and told him I have to call you to bring you in. Now I'm attempting it again. He's in red like he's in a meeting.
I got his email address, so I could just email him.
Hold on, I think he went red again. He declined the meeting. I can't do that. He's trying to call me.
I wonder if Hell's in the chat right now. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a number in there for him to call me at and see if he can call me. Hell's trying to call you right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Hell, if you're listening to this, I'm going to put a number in here for you to call me, okay? Give him 1 second here. Oh, Christ. I don't know if I can do this. Hold on. It said he left. Bill, did you have him in the chat?
No, he's in red right now. Like he's in a chat. He went to green, then when I invited him, okay, it went back to red again. But he hasn't, you know what I'm saying? Come in. He's declined 2 different times.
Mm-hmm.
But he said the next show, so I think he was actually meaning Saturday Night Live.
Well, I don't want to wait till Saturday. We just, Saturday night was just 2 days ago.
Yeah. I understand that. Okay, so I'm waiting. Okay, he went green again. I typed him. It says Steve Oka wants you in.
Tell him here. I'll tell you what. Bill, let me disconnect for a minute. I'm going to email him. I think I'm going to email him, and then what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll just friggin' email him, and I don't know. I'll have to find a way to email him and get him to contact me through my number.
Well, you know, Steve, once you're in the chat, you're in the chat now. Okay, I have you on YouTube. I was in the call. There was only one person there. Hold on. I'm going to say, let me call you now. Now let's see what he says to that, because he just said, I hear you on YouTube.
Well, what I can do, Bill, let me disconnect for 1 minute.
Hold
I'll be
on.
right back.
Maybe he went red again. Okay. Well, we have to figure out if that's the real McCoy. He says it is. Okay. So I guess we'll wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Because if it is actually him, I do want him to come in if he wants to come in. I'm not going to leave him hanging, so. Because he definitely tried to call me twice, and I had to decline because if I answer it, I leave the meeting. Okay? He won't be in the meeting, so it'll be a separate meeting. It'll drop you guys out. And he was listening to the show on YouTube. He told me that. Well, we know he was. He was in the chat.
Did he just install Zoom? Because I had to take a while to figure out how Zoom works as well. When I just installed it, like,
he may have just installed Zoom himself.
yeah, so he's probably that's the problem. He's probably still figuring out what's going on. That's what my problem was too.
Yeah, and I typed him and told him I have to call him. Because if I don't call him, he's not going to come into the show because I have to bring him in. If he calls me like he attempted to, what it does is it cancels the meeting you and I are in right now. Okay? And I don't want
Right.
to cancel that. Okay? He's showing me this is all I see. Oh, okay.
Hey, in the meantime, in the chat, everybody's who is legit TFL say aye. Okay, Birdman, Dark Cell, Media Guy.
Okay.
Well, it's tough out there. $22 ain't too bad, man. If you haven't lost your virginity by 25, that's when it starts getting problematic. Captain Falcon.
Nope, can't. He just went ready again. Damn it.
Armchair.
He's trying to figure it out. And he'll cause me to lose the meeting. Hang on a minute, guys. I'm going to answer it, and then we'll come right back with the meeting, and then I'll call you back, Steve. How about the dashboard? Let's see how that works out. Okay, we got Steve Holka, we got Steve from Texas. Now let's see
Hey,
if Hell by the Dashboard answers. Okay.
He said he's just learning it, so he may not know how to log it in.
Yeah, he may not know how to answer. And I'm trying to get him in. Okay, but I have to be able to.
Me and you both have the actual subscriptions, so we have a lot of flexibility on this stuff. Well, I love doing this from an iPhone.
He says I'll figure it out. Just wait.
hey, Steve, you're looking real young in those shades, those red sunglasses.
Yeah, that's because that was 2010.
Oh,
Dinner, I was like 155 pounds there too, so a lot thinner.
You look like a 7 out of 10 male in that picture.
I do. Oh yeah. I mean, but you know, again, those like Winston Wu was right. Those hippie chicks only give up their love to a certain group of people. They're not gonna. That's another myth that hippie chicks will fuck anybody.
Oh, of course.
That was at Comfest. That was in the city of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, it shows that Hell by the Dashboard went offline. I wonder if he's rebooting his PC or something. He sent me a picture of all he was seeing. And he was definitely on Zoom, but see, what he was in was a meeting. Okay, he started his own meeting. That's what happened to him.
Yeah, he started his own meeting. That's why.
You know, that's why I told him you have to end the meeting you're in.
Alex, all you have to do is end the meeting. You just end your own meeting. Is what you do. So he was in a meeting. He needs to end the meeting.
He ends the meeting. So Alex, if you're still listening, all you got to do is this: log back into Zoom. When I see you go green, don't touch Zoom, and I'll invite you, and then your thing will ring, and you'll see it come up, and then you just click answer. And once you do that, you're in. So log back into Zoom. Then don't try to call me. Let me do the calling for you. Okay, let's see if he comes back in now, because I'm sure he's still listening to the show. Yeah, when you first get Zoom, it can confuse you. Then you don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to wait till Saturday. I want to get him on here now.
So we will give this a moment. Why don't you guys go ahead and talk while I keep trying to get him?
I don't get it. Isn't Hell like a technically inclined guy?
Mm-hmm.
He should be able to figure it out.
Yeah, well, he had his own meeting going.
He's smart, but listen, I'm a very smart guy too. But when it comes to technical shit, I have to sit and fuck with it for a little bit. I mean, I have my job requires me to use a computer app for my job, and it took me a while to figure it out. But I'm an expert at it now. I'm pretty good at it. But you know, you got to give these every time you fart around with this computer stuff, it's always something new. You know.
Well, yeah, that's it. And if he's never been on Zoom before and he puts it on, he's busy trying to figure out how it works. Yeah, and he figured out how to create his own meeting and figured out how to call me. Yeah. Okay, but I couldn't, him calling me wasn't going to work because I'm in the live stream. If I asked
Does it say that? Does it say that he's in a meeting right now, or?
No, he went offline on Zoom. I'm thinking he may think it's something else and be rebooting.
Hey, Bill, dude.
So I want to give him a few minutes because he can log back into Zoom. And hopefully he does, okay? Because if he's listening to the show, he wouldn't be if he's rebooting, okay? But hopefully he does. Because I know originally he said on the next show, so I think he was thinking Saturday night. And I didn't mind that if that's what he wants to do, but then he was trying to call me, so which means he was trying to come in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. I don't mind him coming in tonight. That would be awesome.
Cool.
But let's wait and see if he shows back up. Hey, you look good, Steve.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to show you my stomach on the camera though. Oh man, my stomach's bloated. Oh my God, that's where I got to lose the weight. It goes all to my stomach area.
Oh, well, just say you're pregnant.
Oh, like I'm carrying a beach ball in there. It's
Well, I don't know what your favorite drink is. Maybe you got a keg of whatever that is.
yeah, I feel like a kangaroo. I got a pouch in there too. I can carry a baby.
Oh, there you go.
Well, some women like the dad bod, so
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That they do like the dad bod, the schlubby hubby.
I mean, I have girls told me that before. They told me that they like the dad bod. So
Don't ever pay attention to what women tell you they like, because you're not always getting an honest opinion.
Well,
of course.
you know what I find with women? They love to say the opposite of what they actually want.
Yeah, that's why if you ever get dating advice from a woman, just do the opposite, and then it actually might work, but probably not.
Yeah.
Yep. It's actually 90% of the time, it's the exact opposite of what they really want. And I'm like, why are you doing the opposite? If you say you want a 6-pack of Pepsi, I guess what? You want a 6-pack of Coke?
Hey, Bill,
Hey,
can you see these pictures? I'm sharing with you right now.
Yes, I can.
You could.
I can see him.
You can? Oh, cool. That's neat. I'm using my share function on here. But I can't scroll these damn things. All right. I got to go to the next one. All right, go ahead. Go back. I was trying to scroll through the darn thing. Hold on a second. Let me try this again. Photo. Files. Oh, God.
Well, it looks like Hell by the dashboard has not logged back in.
What's that?
I don't see him logged back in yet.
Oh, no good.
He's in my list, but he said it was Real McCoy, and he's got the exact same logo and everything. He even sent me a picture of his screen when he was in a meeting. This is all I see, and it was like, you're in a meeting, end the meeting.
Right.
And then he has to, but then he logged out. And he hasn't come back.
I don't know what the hell this evasive bullshit with him is. I really can't, between him deleting every comment he puts on, and I know maybe he doesn't. Okay, that's a personal thing. Maybe he doesn't want to leave his comments up. By the way, just to let you know, Bill, if anybody makes a comment that they want deleted, you can still delete these after the fact.
Yeah, I know.
So if anybody look at it this way: if somebody gets upset and says, "I left a comment I want deleted," you can delete it off there. So just make people feel reassured.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But if Hell by the Dashboard light shows up, whether it's tonight or Saturday night, then I'll make sure it's only the three of us in the chat. To make him feel comfortable, it'll just be the three of us.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I mean, I can still stay on for a while, so I would like to talk to Hell. I've never talked to him. How many times did you talk to him, Steve?
I got some unreleased interviews with him that I've got that are from, but oh, we had some good times on there.
He says a lot of good stuff. Hell by the Dashboard light's not a dumb man.
No.
He's actually very intelligent.
What we got to do is this: we got to get him to. We need a Bill. When you're gone, I need another TFL Crusader.
Yeah, when I'm no longer around, that would be an idea, wouldn't it?
Unless I can get maybe Steve from Texas wants to be a Crusader. I don't know if he's up to it right now.
No, I don't know if I could want to take that kind of responsibility.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna answer to him, then I'll call you guys right back. Okay, that answered my question. It's not him. That was our troll. So that pretty much answers the question. So I'll remove that from the context list.
Hello?
That should have answered the question.
Oh, it's working? Is Hell by the Dashboard on or?
No, I answered to him deliberately because he came back on, right? And it was
Right.
our troll.
Oh, it was a troll?
It was a troll. It wasn't the real Hell by the Dashboard Light.
Oh, it was not?
Nope, it was a troll. You see what
Wait,
I
but
mean?
I thought that was his real account though in the chat.
Well, in the chat, I'm sure it was, but I think what happened is the troll went out and created an account that looks just like him. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove them from my contacts list. I'll block and remove them because that was not Hell. I purposely answered to him, which dropped you guys out. Okay, and then if it was him, I would have brought you guys right back in with him, right? But it
Yeah.
wasn't. But it wasn't him. It was a troll.
Hey, Steve Hoka, can you see my profile picture?
Yeah, you look like a real Chad in there.
I know, but the thing is, girls tell me that I'm intimidating. They tell me that to my face.
Yeah, in other words, yeah, wow.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a straight up TFLer. I've had sex before and girlfriends, but like it's getting increasingly hard for me. I mean, I'm 6'3", and I don't know. Girls just tell me I'm intimidating, and it's like they're repulsed by me in a way.
Yeah, welcome to the 2020.
Yeah, I got to turn into a hubby schlubby. I got to look minimal.
I got another troll trying to call me too. Now they're jealous because we got a show going, Steve. So the trolls have come out of the woodwork, but that phony Hell by the Dashboard Light, he's gone for good. He won't be coming back.
Damn, too bad it was a troll.
Oh yeah, well I wanted to be the real Hell by the Dashboard Light, okay? And I knew if it was a troll, they wouldn't last but a second, okay? And they didn't. I took them
Yeah.
right out. They're gone. Too bad it wasn't him. That's all right, Steve. You can just try to talk to him and see if you can't get him to come on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not playing games with trolls. Man, we're on a Monday night and got 61 people in here.
It's just beyond me that people, I mean, trolls tried to contact you with my name too.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. They're going through every extreme to try to troll the show is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're not going to last. That's the reason I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, because they ain't going to last.
But hey, Steve Hoka, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Listen, I'm not even trolling. That really is my picture, and girls do tell me I look intimidating. And I got my own channel too, and I'm gonna be making like face videos too soon. So you know you'll see it's me. But this really just confirms Hell by the Dashboard's channel. Like women, they don't want to have a tall, masculine-looking man. They want to have a guy they can control.
Yeah, they want the oofy doofy. They want
Yeah.
they want bird boats.
It's absolutely confirmed. It's the truth. So all these black pillars out there that they think they're too short or they got bad looks or bad genetics or whatever. Look, just be a wounded bird and girls will come up to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I would agree that Monday was never FA. Okay.
Can somebody verify if that's Held by the Dashboard's real channel in the chat? He's in the chat right now.
Click on it and go to his channel.
Go on the live stream after this. Believe it or not, you.
Yep.
Can somebody verify? Oh, it's real. Birdman says it's real. Dark Cell says it's fake.
Yeah, it probably is fake.
It's fake.
Yeah,
because he posted. Yeah.
Yeah, they discovered that I took them from out. They've already been blocked. Okay, and as long as it's fake.
No, it says his creation date is this. The guy in this chat though this is really a dashboard.
Okay, I'm gonna double check it now myself because I don't.
It's dashboard.
I mean, are you sure? Because I don't know. There are people saying it's fake.
That's Steve Hoka. He says, seriously, go on live stream after this. Believe it or not, you and the guy Satanic, okay, after the believe it or not, you and the guy Satanic, TFL actually saying very similar things at the same time. Well, why don't how about the dashboard light just get Zoom and come on in here? The last one I blocked and removed because that wasn't hell. That was our troll thinking they were going to troll the show.
That's not held by the dashboard. That's not his account.
That is him doing it. That's absolutely him. He deleted all his videos. That's him.
I don't think it is. I mean, I could be wrong, but
yeah.
No, it's fake.
Well, I know the troll. That was definitely a troll. That wasn't the real him. I sure wished it was, but it wasn't.
The guy that's in the channel, that is him. So I went to his about. It said February 27th, 2017. That's when he created that channel.
Okay, so then he didn't get Zoom, right? So you're listening now by the dashboard light. Type in whether you got Zoom or not. Yeah, well, I'm talking to hell by the dashboard light. Did you create a Zoom account?
No, he
Zoom?
said no.
Thank
He
you.
said no. He said no Zoom.
Okay. Well, he should actually get Zoom. It's free and easy to download and easy to install.
I did it within 10 minutes.
Yep. You can do it real quick, and once you're on Zoom, send a friend invite, and then you'll be locked in there. Then nobody can mimic your channel after that neither, because we'll know it's you. Because we just had a troll use your picture and your name and send an invite and tried to come into the show to troll us. Of course, he's gone immediately, so it don't matter to me.
Hey, Bill?
Yes.
Got to go now. I will talk to you maybe tomorrow, okay?
Okay, Steve, where you go? And I'll probably get off here anyhow, guys. But hey, thank everybody for showing up. I didn't plan it being this big tonight, but hey, that's cool. And thank you, Steve from Texas. And
yeah, you have a good night.
Yep, we'll get out of here. You guys have a good one.